You'd be surprised at the skills that you can acquire when you're sitting at home, stuck because of coronavirus. Hey, what's up everybody? Hurricane Liz here, and this week in the weekly coronavirus wrap-up, we are gonna talk about not only stuff coming into Amazon, but we're gonna talk about a brand new opportunity that a lot of people out there can take advantage of, whether you are a brand new seller or a veteran seller. I'm gonna show you how this opportunity is fire and people all over the world are making a ton of money actually doing this. I'm gonna show you all that and a heck of a lot more in this week's coronavirus wrap-up. Thank God I have another job and that I don't have to rely on juggling as a full-time income. So let's go in and start the other type of circus, the Amazon circus, and let's jump straight into my desktop. All right, so let's talk about what's happening in Amazon USA. Now, what's happening with actual accounts? Well, first and foremost, people asked me to clarify what I meant by a new seller versus an advanced seller, and I'll do my best bet to actually give you some advice on that. But a new seller is someone that has hardly sold anything or has just sold, let's say, under $10,000 in sales. Now, $10,000 in total sales could be a little too low, but I'm gonna actually just guesstimate that's what Amazon's looking at this moment, and that's based off of the couple clients that I do have that have had a lot of trouble sending in items, although they have an account that's considered aged, which by age means it's been open for a long time, like years and years, but it hasn't really sold much. So it could be higher, like 25,000. It could even be higher, like 50,000. But we're just gonna say it's $10,000 in sales a month. So if you have not sold more than $10,000 in sales, then chances are that you still will not be allowed to send products into Amazon. And I know a lot of people are up in arms over that, and they're like, what the hell? Well, there is a strategy that you can use that I'll be talking about throughout the course of this video that people are capitalizing on and just crushing it with massive numbers. And I'll hit on it a couple times. And then at the end of this video, I'll talk a little bit more about what products you can actually look to be doing this with. So that's enough about a new seller. Now, an advanced seller is just someone that's been statistically and regularly making sales every single month on Amazon. Now, you guys have a lot more leeway because Amazon trusts you a whole lot, but I will say this much. One shocking piece of information that I did share in one of my other videos is that a friend of mine who sold over $2 million in sales on his Amazon account has this week been suspended, and it looks like they are now doing a secondary identity check. So let me show you something I found that I thought was just incredibly alarming. And that's why I tell people get on Amazon and get on Amazon right now, because the actual qualifications that you need now to get an account, they're going up every single day. And what I mean by that is they're looking for more things about you. So here it is. It's a story on Verge that talks about Amazon testing video calls to verify third-party sellers, where they'll look at your ID, they'll look at you on a video conference call, make sure you check out, and they will also check third-party data services that provide the things like your utility bills, your bank accounts, and all sorts of stuff like that. So they are really bordering the lines of just crossing the damn line. So if you haven't gotten an Amazon account, now is the time to either get one or say, screw that, I don't want anybody to literally run a damn check on me. It's like almost you're applying for a job. It's kind of a little crazy. And one other interesting thing is Amazon did record, I believe it was earnings, but they're using a lot of that earnings to invest in higher level checks to make sure that their employees aren't sick and all sorts of things like that, or so they say, right? And in fact, they've bought some cameras underground from a blacklisted Chinese company. Just goes to show you, even though Trump hates China, the rest of the world is willing to deal with them, because guess what? At the end of the day, they make the goods. And so let's talk about a marketplace that I have not really said much about, but I am gonna start moving into this actual marketplace. In fact, I'm gonna start doing videos about this. And I do encourage people to try to get an account at Walmart. Walmart is like the elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about, but I really do predict that they are gonna take a good chunk of Amazon's market share in the future just because of the things that they're doing. Specifically, if you all are on my email list, you'll have remembered that I talked about a company called Organic Sheep that, or Chicks or whatever the hell it's called. organic chicks who was making hand sanitizer, and Amazon just royally screwed the hell out of them. But Walmart freaking welcomed them with open arms. So I'm sure a lot of sellers are paying attention to that, as well as a lot of sellers are going to try to start getting on Walmart. And I see a ton of opportunities. In fact, I've got friends that are already crushing it on there. So I'm headed over to Walmart to diversify my e-commerce stores. And I'll be talking more about that in the future. Now, before we jump into some of the more news, let's talk about strategies that both veterans and beginners can actually use that are working right now. One of them, which I've talked about for months and months, or however long this seems like it's been going, it sure feels like months, but that is merchant fulfilling. Merchant fulfilling is hotter than ever, and I will have a future video on how to actually do that, but the gist of it is that you sell their products, you just list them on Amazon, and you ship them yourself, as opposed to shipping them into Amazon. Now, people are crushing it with this, and you can see just how easy it is now to compete, even with the big boys in some really big categories, because of the fact that you can merchant fulfill from your house. So it is a good strategy. It is a great tactic to use for both veterans and noobs. Now, for veterans, if you haven't already, and if you are running out, I do warn you, make sure you either jack that price up or you turn off that PPC. I got caught with my pants down, and I'm now out of stock on my top seller. And I got this gem of an update from my freight forwarder saying that my stock or my inventory is now running 3 more days behind. So I've got to wait for 2 weeks in order for that puppy to get here. And on top of that, they've added 3 more days onto that total. There's really no telling how long it'll be held at Amazon. I do have a friend that just freight forwarded an entire air shipment into Amazon, and it's still in holding as of Tuesday. So even air is at hold, and now the holdup is at Amazon because they're processing so many brand new shipments coming in and coming out that it's just one big clusterfuck, which sounds like fun, but it's not. So just to show you guys an example of how a merchant fulfill order would go about, here's just one example that I found on a third-party site. Now, this site's called Overstock, and upon looking for this actual cream to purchase, I noticed that at Amazon, this cream was twice as expensive. Now, here on actual Overstock, this cream is $56.44 with free shipping. And if I take it on over to Amazon, you're going to notice that this cream is $103.50. So an example of merchant fulfilling this is I would order this from Overstock and ship it out to the customer that buys it from Amazon after I piggyback off of this listing. Now, I did not check if this actual brand is protected or anything, but that's just one of the thousands and thousands of examples and how I actually do this. And they're out there. You just have to look for them, or you just have to do like I do, which is hire a VA to look for them so you don't have to do it. And you can do videos like this and relax in the comfort of your own home while you eat Cheetos all day because of coronavirus. And I would certainly do this, especially if I'm brand new or if I'm an age seller but look really young. And now here's the great thing. When you use this strategy, as I said before, you can do it if you're brand new or if you've been selling a long time. And here's the kicker. Now, keep in mind, this is certainly a way to get some sales under your belt. Now, one last and final update that I will say, the product that I drop shipped to myself over 3 weeks ago is still not here. So still a perfect example of showing you that things are held up either via air freight and or at ports here in the USA, at China, and even at arrival Amazon. So if they give you an estimated time that your shit's gonna get here, add on some more days to that, because chances are it's not going to get here in time, boys and girls. And so with that, let's jump into what's going on in China. Well, I can tell you with 100% certainty that every single order I've made in the past month is now hitting it on time. Like I said, the holdup is at the ports. So again, make sure you actually factor in the time, holdup time, in order to get your goods. And that's pretty much all that's going on in China. Everything is running as smooth as ever. Let's talk about how things are running for my drop shipping stores and my private label stores. And if you were just listening earlier, you will have noticed that I did run out of one of my products, and I'm soon to run out of second and third one. However, hopefully they make it on time, but if not, again, I can easily merchant fulfill. But again, huge opportunity right now for brand new people to come in and get some of those sales by merchant fulfilling, or veterans as well. Now, the thing with my drop shipping stores is they have not slowed down. The sales are just as strong as they've ever been. In fact, one of my stores hit a record high through this whole actual thing. And now that's presenting a lot of cash flow problems and payability. Thanks so much to payability. They've been a just gem in this whole situation. They decided to hold a bigger balance. So now I'm not getting daily payouts as high as I used to. And now thanks to them, it's pretty much very difficult to actually manage cash flow. So I do not recommend drop shipping for brand new people unless they buy the goods and already have it in hand, or they do it on Walmart. And on top of that, we've got to deal with this whole price gouging issue and the fact that Amazon has not ever really defined what it means to price gouge. Take a look at this guy right here complaining just on March 29th, and he's asking what percentage is price gouging. Amazon doesn't really explain this to you in the marketplace fair pricing policy, and he gives this perfect example of a Nintendo Switch, which is usually $299.99, and now it's $500. Isn't this considered price gouging, right? And pretty much here's what the answers are. Nobody freaking knows. The laws vary from states to states. So again, a lot of suspensions happening on dropshipping without any clear definition of why the hell this is happening. In fact, here are some people complaining about a $60 bag of rice, but the fact remains the seller of this $60 bag of rice is still on Amazon and has not been suspended for price gouging. So again, what defines price gouging and why exactly are there still a lot of people price gouging things? There's no definition at all. There's no clear-cut answer from Amazon. So again, these are the reasons why I would stay away from dropshipping. As I told you, I'm shifting a lot of my business model over to Walmart and more heavily into private label. And so that brings me to the hot keywords of the week. Now remember, for those of you watching this part, I am no way, shape, or form saying that these actual products are products that you should go for. They're only ideas to help you kind of figure it out. I do have an actual write-up that I did below. You can sign up for that on my email list that tells you the exact criteria that I use in order to pick these products. And again, please just let these be inspiration for other ideas. And I will, most of the time when I do like something, I'll say I would definitely do this, or I'll say I like the niche as a whole. The first niche that I absolutely love that's at the top of the charts is board games. And I talked about that in yesterday's video. And I talked about how the fact of the matter is that these people are getting sales not from the name of the board games, but from very broad words like board games or unicorn games. So if you have a talent for being imaginative and putting this together, I would certainly jump into this niche, as I feel that you can really create a ginormous brand with some big kahunas. And here's another one that I found just to kind of show you an example of how I use some of this data. If I say that right at this very moment, I love the keto niche, here's what I would actually do to find a more exact keyword or product that I like in keto. I would first and foremost type in the word keto, and then I would look at keywords. This thing is called Keyword Amazon Suggestion Expander. I don't know where I got keyword something, but you'll notice that with keto, it's telling me that there's these keto syrup. Let's see, all of keto. So keto syrup was one thing that I want to look at. Keto shake, dirty lazy keto, almond flour keto. Like some of those things are great if you sell in grocery niche. Here's other keto for dummies. Let's just look at, here's keto formation pills. I have no idea what that is, but I would look into that. I know these strips are oversaturated, but let's just take a look at keto syrup and keto formation. Let's see, syrup. If I look at keto syrup, I have no idea what this thing is, and it just looks like there's a ton of products with a lot of reviews. I would first and foremost run it through Merch Informer, whatever this is, Merch Market Intelligence. There you go. That just goes to show you what happens with old age, boys and girls. So this thing obviously takes forever, and that's why it's not my favorite extension in the world. Only the actual numbers are what I think are awesome. Product idea score says a whole whopping 1, but right here you're going to notice a ton of reviews in this niche. And what I always look for is, here's a huge tip. I always look at least that one product that's doing fantastic and has the least amount of reviews. So that in this instance would be this 46 is only doing 935, this 53 is doing 5400, and this 86 is doing 1900. And I think about it, if I was to be able to put that much reviews on a product, would I be doing good and would I be happy? And the answer in this one is no, because the price that it cost me to put 86 reviews on something to make $2,000 a month, I could easily be at $15,000 to $20,000 a month with other products. So then I would ignore that. But that's kind of like, if I like an actual niche, I try to kind of dissect the niche and see what else is out there. So even though keto is popping up on the hot keywords, I would definitely not touch keto with a 10-foot pole. But sidewalk chalk, here's another one. And like I said, I could run through these really fast, but this time I'm going to choose to take it a little slow so I can kind of show you what's going on. And you'll see that this one says 2.5 stars, but again, I don't really pay too much attention to them. I just like their monthly revenue. I think it's awesome. And I like to look at that. My Helium 10 is honestly becoming one of my favorite extensions. Market Intelligence takes too long. Jungle Scout's numbers are way the hell off. And I think Helium 10 is really fast and it gives you some decent numbers. I just hate their star system, and I pretty much don't like anybody's star system because I've got products on here that never have ranked well and I'm just absolutely annihilating it. So here we have for this one, and I'm going to show you guys one more trick here. All right, so the other trick is I want to look and see what the majority of the people are shipping this in. If I see a huge amount of FBM like I am here, I'm going to know that the numbers are skewed, and I probably shouldn't really give them too much credit. And the other thing that I want to look at is, I explained this in yesterday's video, or the video a couple days ago, how to actually check to see if this is just a trending word or not. So my actual thoughts are that it is trending, and the free method that I showed you to check this with was with Google Trends. So I'm going to head over to Google Trends and just show you this. And I'm going to just go to Google Trends, and I'm going to hit sidewalk, and I'm going to look past 12 months, and you're going to see that right now, as of April, it has been trending. So this is a head fake on the numbers, and so we can imagine that these numbers are about 4 to 5 times as much as Christmas. So I would probably divide that up, and so sidewalk shot quickly is thrown out the window. Now, I do always like the slime niche, but again, this is one of those examples where with keto, we wanted to put slime and then see what pops up, because most people would search for slime, but slime isn't necessarily the word that they're going to use to find something. Like, I would look at maybe slime glue or slime activator. I think slime activator might be something that sounds kind of interesting. It's not slime exactly, but who knows, it could be pretty easy to sell. And you can see that Amazon knows that it is a fantastic niche. That's why they've come out with glue and slime activator. So now I wouldn't jump into there, but it's obviously putting their brands up here at the top, and that's why they're selling. So slime activator, obviously pretty good to get into that niche somehow. People just love to buy slime. And again, sexy toys for women. What is up with America? My God, perverts. Like, seriously, America. Here we go with punching bags. Punching bags, I would actually investigate, because I think with punching bags, boxing is just in general a super hot niche. So regardless if this is actually crushed, you can see that it's barely gone up a little bit. So it's still going strong, and it's going to continue to go strong because just boxing is hot in general, not during Corona, but now it's trending a little bit because of Corona. So I would definitely look in the actual boxing niche. And diamond painting, I've talked about this a couple times. This is a craft. And again, I'm going to check what it looks like as a trend and see. It's been hot because of Corona. So when I look at these numbers on the diamond painting, I know right away that they're going to be somewhat skewed. And so I'm not going to give them too much credit, but I will start to divide by whatever I think they're kind of, how much they should be at. So right here, we've got sales pretty high, and we've got very low amount of reviews. So for 81 reviews, you could be at 61,000. At 6,000, for 62 reviews, you could be at 17,000. So not a bad niche. I still think it's going to sell, but not as good as it's selling right now. Once again, in the fitness niche, pull-up bars are red hot still. And here's one that I thought that I would pull for you guys. And again, there's so many different ways that you can take this, but with bathroom decor, there's all types of bathroom decor that you could buy. There's wall art, there's decorations, there's accessories, there's farmhouse, there's decor signs. You have to take the time to look these up and find something, but there's by colors, there's sunflowers, there's all sorts of stuff that people like. So something like that would definitely work well. Now, this mini fridge niche, while these mini fridges are a lot more expensive, chances are you could find a niche within this mini fridge niche, like these makeup ones right here. This makeup one has absolutely crushed it, and it has excellent reviews, but I haven't seen really anybody else crush it as much as they have, and that's obviously a good niche that you could look at. As well as I put these rugs here, but I wouldn't recommend rugs. You probably have to roll them up and send them in. But again, remember, use these ideas as just base ideas to think about what's going to sell from 6 to 18 months now. They are by no means ideas for you to take out there and immediately private label. You could also use these ideas to find bathroom decor and rugs that right now Walmart has, and you could decide to drop ship them yourself from Overstock or from anywhere and put them on Amazon. All that stuff works. Everything works. Everything will sell on Amazon, and in the future, everything will sell on Walmart. You just have to have the guts to do it. And sometimes it takes a good little push. So again, I don't always know what I'm doing. I just do it. That's the difference between you and I. And so that's pretty much it with this video. I will see you all in the next video. Questions or comments, put them below. I always personally answer them. And I'll see you all on the next coronavirus wrap up.